To test the modular CD welder idea, I made 3 of these power switch boards. There really is not much to them. Here's a schematic of the board. Note here that this ground terminal is not system ground. It is the reference for the MOSFET and MOSFET driver ICs. It is the capacitor negative terminal, and it will vary a few hundred millivolts, reference to system ground, when the MOSFET switches turn on. These were not my first choice for the MOSFET power transistors. The IRFS 7430 comes in multiple package types, a 3-pin TO263 package and a 7-pin one. I had planned to use 5 of the 7-pin version, as it has about half the on-state resistance of the 3-pin one. But when I got ready to order the parts, the 7-pin version was out of stock at the couple of places I usually order parts from. So I added an extra MOSFET and went with the 3-pin version. I figured they would be good enough to test with, and they have been. The driver IC is a reasonably high current, low side MOSFET driver. It has a very wide input voltage range, including the very important stat, tolerating negative input voltage. We have a lot of capacitance to drive with this many MOSFETs, but because we are going to be using kinda high turn on and turn off gate resistors, this high current driver might be a bit overkill, but it's just what I'm looking for in all the other areas. I really like having the separate high and low outputs. It makes it very nice for having different on and off slew rates. Just an aside on the importance of controlling the slew rates. The on slew rate really controls just how hard we are going to be on the capacitor. The off rate is very critical. The welding leads and attached items will create inductance. With small and long leads, might be a microhenry or so. If you interrupt 1,000 plus amps too fast, the semiconductors are not going to survive it. The input to the board is just an active high logic level signal. The only difficult thing about the boards is making the high current connections to the source and drain of the MOSFETs. The red here is the top copper layer of the PC board, the area here for the drains to connect to, and this area for the sources to connect to. The copper busbar connections are just pressure contacts, with screws at each of the MOSFETs to make sure there is a good contact close to each terminal. I don't think this will work well for long-term use, but again, this is just for testing. In the coming weeks, I'll make a decision on whether to continue with the modular idea or just tie all the caps together and make one big power switch board. Thanks for watching.